Hello everyone, today I'm going to start the third video on life processes, and this is from the chapter 5 of class 10. And in this video we'll be talking about holozoic nutrition. So what is holozoic nutrition? Holozoic nutrition is the one in which food is taken as a whole, and that is as a whole means it is undigested food, and this will be digested within the body. When the food is being digested within the body, it is called holozoic nutrition. Okay, so in digestion, we are actually separating the components, the protein into amino acid, the fat into fatty acid, and glycerol, the carbohydrates into simple sugars, and nucleic acid like DNA and RNA into phosphates, pentose sugar, and nitrogen bases, adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine, and uracil. So these parts are separated so that they can be recombined to make the component of our body. Okay, so the process of holozoic nutrition completes in 4 steps. The 4 steps are ingestion, digestion, absorption, and assimilation, and fourth is egestion. The four steps are ingestion, ingestion of food, second digestion, digestion of food, and third absorption of nutrients and its utilization, that is assimilation, and fourth is egestion, that is removal of waste material. The very first thing is ingestion of food by some of the organ like mouth or oral gut or something else they may have, from where the food is being taken. Even there are organisms which are taking the food through their suckers. Okay, leech is taking it through suckers and they digest it inside the body. There are some parasites which are taking pre-digested food, that are different. Okay, so ingestion, the food, simply taking the food in. Okay, and the second step is digestion of the food. This is the most important thing. Digestion is the most important thing. Say for example, you have anything at home. Say for example, you got an old washing machine. Okay, the twin tub washing machine, which is out of date now, nobody use it. The twin tub washing machine you have, and you bought a new machine because of some reason or other, maybe that it is small, maybe whatever it is. Okay, and one day you call this kabada fellow and you ask this, take this, and he says कि सर इसके आपको 300 रुपये मिलेंगे. हमने कहा ठीक है, give it 300 rupees, we'll have some space left for it. So we sell it. Now what that person will do out of it? Washing machine chal to rahi nahi, it is already spoiled. So what he will do, he will be separating all the switch, regulators, motor, its body, its aluminum or iron panel, its PCB, that is printed circuit board, and all, and he will separate and keep it for some time. Suppose somebody who's repairing person, he want to he's searching for that particular PCB of that washing machine. Such model is with him, but the PCB is not working, and he comes to the kabada fellow, and kabada fellow says कि सब ये this is the PCB you want, you take how much? 2,000 rupees. Now he bought the whole washing machine for 500 rupees and he is selling the PCB only for 2,000 rupees, because he knows that this particular PCB is out of manufacturing now, it is not available. So if he has to fix the machine, he will have to buy it. Anyway, after bargain, suppose he take it for 1,000 rupees, so 500 rupees earned profit. Now somebody else come for that switch, somebody else may come for regulator, and remaining part which are of no use, or the motor, if the remaining part which are of no use, he may be simply separated and he may recycle it, melt it, and use it for some other purpose, or he may sell it to the company where it will be melted and all. The same way our body do, whatever type of food we are eating. Say for example, we have taken bread and jam. Bread and jam. Now bread has starch, carbohydrate, and jam has got fruits, which is vitamins, some sugar, and some minerals. So these components will be separated. The sugars will be changed into glucose. The starch will also digest into glucose. And if our body require glucose for energy, we'll get it from here. We require certain vitamins, we'll get it from here. We require certain minerals, say for example to make iron, to make hemoglobin we require iron, so we'll get it from here. Or to make thyroid we require iodine, so we'll get it from there. So this is how body get the different components which is required for his functioning from these food. I'll give you another example. Say for example, we have a most beautiful word. One of the most beautiful word is mother. Okay, you got stuck. You don't have any writing instrument, but you want to you want to make something. Okay, you want to say for example want to write other. So what you'll do? Cut separate m. ये m को हटा दीजिए. Now you got other. You want to write moth, तो यहाँ से m को वापस ले आइए and moth इन दो को हटा दीजिए. Remove these two. You want to write her, so what you will do? In that case, of the mother, MOTHER, you will separate this much and it become her. You separate this much and it become E. So you may be searching for certain word, but you don't have any writing tool, but you got a word mother written on a paper. You have to simply cut certain parts, rearrange them, and you get the desired word of your choice. So this is a kind of representation or interpretation of digestion. So in the process of digestion, what are we doing? We are doing the same thing. We are eating certain food. The food may be in different type of protein, different type of fat, different type of carbohydrate, different type of minerals, vitamins and all. We may or may not require them. We have to cut them, break them into the small components, and these components will be rearranged into the substance which we require. Okay, so that is what the digestion is. Since the holozoic organisms, or sorry, heterotrophic organisms cannot make food on their own, they had to do this. They had to eat food from the different sources and break them into the different components and rearrange them into the required types of substances so that they can function. Okay, so I may require protein in order to make muscles. I may require protein in order to make skin. I may require proteins in order to make the color, that is the pigments. I may require proteins in order to make the nails or the hair and all. I may require proteins in order to make enzymes and hormones and vitamin. No, not vitamins, sorry. So these are the things. So we require protein for different functions, and the protein which we are getting from the pulses or from soybean or from what you call the eggs or from fish or from milk and from paneer and all, that protein is entirely different. So digestion is a process which breaks them into the smaller components, separate them, and it gives an opportunity to our body to rearrange into the required type of substance. Okay, so that's all digestion. Digestion is another important thing because the complex substance will not be able to pass through the membrane. So they have to be broken down into the basic molecules. When they break into the basic molecules, then they can easily pass through the membrane, and this is called absorption. So digestion makes absorption possible, and digestion makes utilization, that is assimilation, possible. If digestion is not there, these two things are not possible. Moreover, we must always remember that not all components require to be digested. Suppose we are taking glucose, why it need to be digested is already in basic nature. Fructose already basic in nature. All the vitamins we need not to be digested. Water need not to be digested. Minerals need not to be digested. Okay? But the other component, the complex molecule which are large enough cannot pass through the membrane and they cannot be utilized in the same manner. These need to be digested. So I think digestion is clear. So digestion ke baad next is the third part is absorption and assimilation. So once the food is digested, say for example in our body food is digested in the alimentary canal. In case of amoeba, it will be digested into food vacuole, but it will remain there only. Then how these different parts of the body this skin here or the brain inside or the blood or the eyes or nose and muscles, and they will not be able to utilize it until unless they are absorbed from there and put it to the blood, and blood takes it to the different part of the body, and there they will be reached and utilized. Okay, so for that absorption is required, and for absorption digestion is required, just now I said, because the components of the food that we ate are in the solid form. They are big, large enough, they cannot cross the membrane. Okay, so once they will be crossed, they are broken, then they will be crossed and they will be rearranged as in what type of things we require. So this is absorption and assimilation. That is, during this step the digested nutrients are absorbed through diffusion, and utilization of these nutrients is called assimilation. And the last one is egestion. So egestion is a process of removal of undigested substance. Definitely there will be some components of the food which we cannot digest. They may be heavy molecules, or they may be such a molecule which we cannot digest, or they may be such a components which are not of any use to us. एक च्यवनप्राश आता है, and you might have heard of that सोना चांदी च्यवनप्राश, and they said कि इसके अंदर सोना और चांदी है. What we have to do with the sona and chandi? As such, so gold is inert substance. वो मतलब it is almost unreactive. What we have to go in, and where in our body we are using that? So वो तो digest होना ही नहीं है, तो वो तो undigested है. So it will come out in the process of. Similarly, we cannot digest cellulose, the fibers. So they will go out of the body. There is no use of these things. Okay, so those things which are of no use, or those things which are hard to digest, or those things which are not digested due to one reason or other, they will come out of the body, and this is called egestion. Remember, it is not excretion. Egestion is different from excretion. Excretion is end product of metabolism. Metabolism में जो waste बना है उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? Excretion. Here these are not metabolized. Metabolism takes place inside the cell. This is taking place in the alimentary canal or food vacuole or wherever it is. In metabolism, the components which are produced, they are simple components like amino acids, ammonia or carbon dioxide or water, etc., etc. Where here they are undigested substances like fibers, like some of the heavy components, or such proteins which are not digested by our body and all. So digestion and egestion and excretion are two different things. I think it is clear to you. I think it should be clear to you. Okay, now let us take nutrition in amoeba. Nutrition in amoeba. You all might have heard about amoeba, learn about amoeba in smaller classes. Amoeba is a unicellular aquatic organism. एक ही बॉडी है उसके, एक ही सेल है उसके अंदर, वन सेल की बॉडी बनी है. तो यू से वन सेल, और यू से वन बॉडी, और यू से वन बॉडी इज इक्वल टू वन सेल, whatever it is. How amoeba perform its nutrition? The nutrition in amoeba is a very simple type of nutrition. Let us look at it. So this is our amoeba, and amoeba catches its food, make food vacuole of it, perform digestion, absorption, and egestion. So this is for the nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular and aquatic organism. Its food is generally eggs or unicellular organisms or the dead cells of the other organisms. Okay. First thing is ingestion. How do amoeba ingest food? Whenever amoeba come across a food, which may be the eggs or maybe the larvae or maybe the dead cells of the other organisms, suppose if fish is going and some crocodile or other fishes just bit it, some blood will come out, the blood cells, it become food for the amoeba. Or some planktons are there, some other algae are there. So when they come in across these, so क्योंकि वो सबको खा रहा है, प्लांट को भी खा रहा है, एनिमल को भी खा रहा है, so it is omnivore mode of nutrition. Amoeba don't even know, it do not have eyes, it do not have thinking capacity, its body is made up of one cell. When anything comes in contact, it will eat, whether it is digestible or not digestible. That is further part. Okay, so ingestion is very special. Why ingestion is special in amoeba? Because amoeba is catching its food by a process called pseudopodia formation, and it is taking the food by formation of pseudopodia. This is called endophagocytosis. When pseudopodia catches something and takes inside, it is called phagocytosis. And when it is taking inside the body, it will be called as endophagocytosis. So remember this term, it is very important term. The amoeba catches its food by formation of pseudopodia around the food, and this is called endophagocytosis. Okay, what is next? So the food vacuole which has surrounded the food, so it will become a food vacuole, and the digestion take place in these food vacuoles. The food vacuole food vacuole will be surrounded by lysosomes. There will be lysosomes found in the all the eukaryotic cells, especially in animals. So these lysosomes will go and surround the food vacuole, and they will pour their digestive enzymes. We already studied in class 9th what are lysosomes. Lysosomes are those cell organelle bag-like structure which contain some breakdown enzymes, and breakdown enzymes are used in digestion. So the lysosomes will surround the food vacuole, they'll pour their digestive enzymes in it, and the food will be digested inside the cell. This type of digestion, which is performed with the help of enzyme, is called chemical digestion. This is the food is digested chemically, and where it is digested in the food vacuole, and where it is digested inside the cell. अब यहाँ अगेन एक और चीज आ गई. When digestion is performed inside the cell, it is called intracellular digestion. Our body, the food is not digested inside the cell. We are eating, suppose in the mouth. We also will study that the digestion even start in the mouth. So mouth में अगर खाना रखा तो it is not inside, it is outside the cell. The digestion is performed outside. Even if it goes into the alimentary canal, the food is outside the cells. And when the digestion is taking place outside the cell, such type of digestion is called intercellular. It is intracellular. तो इंट्रासेलुलर डाइजेशन होता है. तो दो चीजें जरूरी है अमीबा के अंदर. अदर तीन चीजें डाइजेशन कहाँ हो रहा है? इन द फूड वैक्यूल. कैसे हो रहा है? विद द हेल्प ऑफ एंजाइम्स. कौन डाल रहा है एंजाइम? दीज आर secreted by the lysosome. And third, digestion is taking place inside the cell. So such type of digestion is called intracellular digestion. ठीक है. और चार चीजें हो गई. मैंने तीन बोला था, चार हो गई. पहला कहाँ कहाँ हो रहा है? इन द फूड वैक्यूल. कैसे हो रहा है? विद द हेल्प ऑफ एंजाइम्स विच आर केमिकल्स सिक्रेटेड बाय लाइसोसोम्स. तीसरा, सच डाइजेशन इज टेकिंग प्लेस इनसाइड द सेल. ठीक है. तो दैट इज इंट्रासेलुलर डाइजेशन. हाँ, और ठीक है, चलिए आप समझ गए होंगे. तो ये तो दो पार्ट हो गए. तीसरा पार्ट है नाउ एब्जॉर्प्शन. वेयर इज फूड? हाउ इज फूड एब्जॉर्ब? वेयर इज फूड? वेयर इज फूड इन अमीबा? अभी कहाँ पर है? तो से फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज एन अमीबा, and here is the food, and this is the food which he has taken, and these are the lysosomes, and the lysosomes have started pouring their enzymes and the breakdown taking place. और ये हमारा अमीबा का तो शेप चेंज होता रहता है. तो ये हो गया. And now the food is broken into the simpler components like proteins into amino acids, fat into fatty acid, and glycerol, carbohydrate into simple sugars, and the minerals and water etc. are also there, and they will start diffusing from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration automatically through the cell membrane. We have studied that cell membrane support diffusion. So diffusion will take place, and the absorption is actually taking place by diffusion. कहाँ से कहाँ? फूड वैक्यूल से to cytoplasm. Absorption is only this much, that it is reaching into the cytoplasm. In case of amoeba, not in our case. Our case is different. In case of food amoeba, the absorption is movement of the nutrient, digested nutrient from the food vacuole into the cytoplasm, and assimilation from the cytoplasm. They will go to the required components. Like if glucose is there, it will go to the cytoplasm, it will start digesting, it will be utilizing, and then it will go into mitochondria for energy production. If it is amino acid, they will go to the ribosome for making new type of proteins. If it is some vitamins, it will be utilized anywhere where it is required. So I think this is clear. Okay, so absorption and assimilation, and the fourth component, assimilation अभी मैंने आपको बता ही दिया, and the fourth component is egestion. Now definitely certain amount of substance will be there which are not yet digested. When something is not digested, that will come out onto the cell surface, cell membrane surface, and then the vacuole will burst and throw these out. So the some of the substances of the food still remain undigested, and they need to be given out through the exophagocytosis. Food अंदर गया pseudopodia बना के endophagocytosis. Food coming out through the pseudopodia formation, exophagocytosis. ठीक है, तो in which the food vacuole come onto the surface and discharge them out. Very simple. ठीक है, so this is how nutrition in amoeba take place. Okay, ये देख लीजिए diagram. Amoeba, this is the food. Pseudopodia is formed, catching the food and taking the food in. ठीक है, तो this is called endophagocytosis. तो ये हो गया ingestion. Second है, the food vacuole is formed. Now lysosomes will surround it and they will start digesting it. Okay? Third, the digestion is taking place. Complex food is broken into the simpler particles. Now they are diffusing. So ये diffuse हो रहा है. ठीक है? From a region of higher concentration to lower concentration around in the cytoplasm. And then undigested food vacuole comes. Undigested food containing food vacuoles come onto the surface and burst to throw the waste out. So that is how nutrition take place in amoeba. I think it is clear to you. So we can see here how holozoic nutrition take place in amoeba. See, this is an amoeba. This is how you have to make. It is an illustration how you have to make it. So this is amoeba with a nucleus. Amoeba is heterotrophic organism and it is omnivore. This is the food. So this fellow, this amoeba comes there, forms pseudopodia around the food and catches it. So pseudopodia बना करके इसको catch करेगा and this the nucleus and ingestion of food by pseudopodia formation, that is known as endophagocytosis. Now a food vacuole is formed. Again, this is amoeba. Food vacuole is formed, food is there, and now some lysosomes will surround it. Okay, food vacuole is formed. Next part we'll study here, the fourth one. This is the food vacuole, this is the food, and the lysosomes will surround it. This is the lysosomes, lysosome 1, 2 and 3. कितने भी हो सकते हैं, it may be 1 even or it may be 2, 3, whatever, and this is the body of amoeba and nucleus. तो आपको ऐसे ही बनाना है, you have to draw like this. Okay, so this. Now here the food is digested with the help of chemical, that is enzyme. So it is chemical digestion, and moreover it is digested inside the cell, so it is intracellular digestion. ये digestion हो गया, component is broken, and this is our amoeba. Now what will happen? Diffusion. So the things will start moving from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration. The absorption is done by diffusion. Okay, and then whatever substances are remain undigested, they are still there in the food vacuole, and that will come out. So आ जाओ साहब, ये आ गया हमारा amoeba, and here the food vacuole is ruptured and it is discarded, the waste out, nucleus बना दो वापस, ठीक है. So in these steps the nutrition in amoeba completes. I think that's enough. So that's enough. That's all in this video, and please like, share and subscribe. ये तो बार बार बोलने की बात नहीं. You can write any comment whether you like or you do not like, or what improvement you want, whether the voice is not clear, whether other disturbances are there, or sir आपने तो क्या पढ़ा दिया, or we could not write the definition. See, definition all you can slide the video and you can stop it, pause it, and you can write. Okay, so that's all. Okay, and if you get any problem, you can simply ask in the comment, and your queries will always be answered. Thank you, children. Good day.